Dr. Mary Renzel coming to you from my office at the beach. Okay, so you're interviewing for a new promotion. You want to know how you can manipulate your neurobiology to help you rock that promotion, right? So our brain needs certain things to really get in a good space so you can rock that promotion, that interview, right? So how can you do it? You're interviewing for a new job. You're interviewing for, a residency position, med school position. Like, how do you manipulate your brain so it's in its best place for an interview, right? Okay, number one. So I'm a brain doc. I love reading about the complex brain and breaking it down into simple, kind daily actions so that we can figure out, have a playbook for the brain, right? So yeah, I do this myself. Like when I'm gonna interview for something new, or I'm starting a new team, working on a new team, I use what I know about the brain to present myself as a calm, positive asset to the team, right? So there's ways to do that, and there's certainly ways not to do this. So of course I've always been derailed by emotions, and then I read more and see how I can do it, right? Have I walked out of meetings storming? Yeah, I have actually, yes. So, that is not an optimal way to act. And so there are ways to figure out how to manipulate the brain so that I regulate my emotions, I present myself in a positive, effective manner, right? Okay, so number one, emotions are contagious. So we need to present ourselves in a positive emotional state for the interview, right? So how do you get there? Well, number one, to put yourself in a positive, contagious emotional state, because you want to be in the room with someone who's also in a positive mood, right? You don't want to be with a very negative person because you're going to start to feel nervous, right? You're going to wonder, why are they so negative? Was it me? What happened? So if I present myself in a positive state, it's contagious to the other people, right? Excuse the wind. I'm on the beach, but I just couldn't resist. Okay, so number one, you can recall a very positive time in your life right before the interview. Recall someone who's really important to you. Even if it was in the past, just recall a really lovely, positive time in your life, and that will help your emotions become more positive, right? You can have a round object in your pocket, just a little marble or like an acorn I like to have, or a little special rock I got on the beach in Ireland and it reminds me of my trip. Those kind of little tips, because you hold it and you remember something really positive, right? Excuse the breeze. Give it a minute. Okay. Absolutely get a good night's sleep before, and do everything you can to get a good night's sleep. Two YouTube videos that I love that have great meditations. One is called The Honest Guys. They have amazing sleep meditations, so it's free on YouTube. So I would check that out. Honest Guys, they have a lot of great things, all free. Number two is you want to build a hammock of support for your brain. So just think of your brain resting on a hammock, because you're asking something new of your brain, so you have to give it new things. You can't just do the same things and ask it to prepare itself for an interview, right? So you can't say, I have a huge interview and I'm not going to do anything for my brain, right? I need to give it extra water, extra support, extra activity, extra people around me, extra rest, extra movement. So you need to do all those things before you ask it to do something new for you, right? Okay. And then you have to be aware of your emotions. So emotional awareness is key, again, because our emotions are contagious. So you have to know your emotional state throughout the day and when your best emotional time is, especially if you have the ability to assess the time of the interview. Like personally myself, my emotions are most positive in the morning. It's morning right now. I would not make these videos in the evenings. I'm just more positive in the morning. I have more energy. I feel better in the mornings. Some people are night people. So if you know your best emotional time, then you would schedule your emotions. You would schedule your interview at that time. And then you also want to recall your strengths. What are you bringing to this project? What are you bringing to this new position? So if you're not sure and you're doubting yourself, just list your strengths and stick them up all over your house or put them on your phone screen so you're looking at them all the time. Remind yourself all your positive attributes. Okay, so we have a character trait in the brain that we tend to remember the negative over the positive. So we remember 9 negatives over 3 positives. So you have to really keep pushing in the positives, right? So remember to list your strengths and put them all over the place and keep reading them all day, right? And then your confidence is learned. So basically all of us have a particular state because of our neurotransmitters and our neuroenzymes. And so we may approach something really with a lot of enthusiasm, or we may approach something with a lot of hesitation. So we may say, oh, I love new things, or we may say, well, no, I don't. I hesitate from new things. So know that actions help you learn new skills. So you take one new step, you plan your week. How am I going to do one new step? I'm going to call someone, I'm going to write something down, I'm going to take a new action. It's going to build your confidence. You're going to build that neuroplasticity, right? So the brain can learn, right? And you are trying to stay in your zone of genius, right? Stay in what you're good at, right? So, and you're going to try things each week. Try one new thing. Reach out to one person that's doing what you want to do, right? So if you want to be a runner, you hang out with runners. If you want to be an artist, you hang out with artists. You want to get a new position, you hang out with people who have that position. And you start to identify with them. You just tell yourself, I'm a runner. You can do that. You just trick your immune system a little bit and your neurologic system. It's okay. It's just manipulating it a little bit. All right, so imagine you're going for that interview, you're going for that promotion, starting that new position, and you know all the tools to use, right? So I run something called Synapse from Brain Fresh's Synapse. So jump in. It's a 3-month program. We walk through this in detail with support. I love reading the complex brain studies and then breaking them down into kind, compassionate daily actions that are powerful, that you can translate into success, right? So that you feel confident, creative, clear on where to put your time, right? You got this, guys. So reach out to me, and I'm glad to, enroll you in Synapse. 3 months. We keep practicing until it's your framework. It's part of you, right? So that you got this. And then you don't have to worry about it. You know exactly how to tap into your neural powers. And then there's no mystery, right? We break through the mystery. You don't feel stuck. You don't feel overwhelmed. You know exactly what you need to do. You know how to put it through your week, how to schedule it, right? So that you break it down into real small actions. That's what we do. We got a framework for this, right? All right, guys. See you inside Synapse.